Russia's president has laid out a stark ultimatum: the war in Ukraine will end only if Ukrainian forces withdraw from areas Moscow claims, otherwise Moscow will achieve its aims by force. In remarks delivered during a visit to a Central Asian forum, he framed this demand as a precondition for peace while also opening the door to future negotiations based on the latest US-Ukraine draft agreements. He said, when Ukrainian forces leave the territories they hold, then the fighting stops. If they don't, we will achieve this goal by military means. That's it. The statement was not cloaked in diplomatic nuance. It was a blunt warning that Moscow regards as non-negotiable. At the same time, the Russian leader acknowledged that the draft peace proposals currently being shaped in Geneva, the result of talks between the United States and Ukraine, might serve as a foundation for future agreements. In general, we agreed that this can be the basis for future agreements, he said, adding that the version of the plan discussed in Geneva had already been handed to Moscow. He indicated that while the United States has taken into account our position, further discussions are needed to hammer out concrete terms. Some topics are crucial. The US side takes into account our position. It is clear that we need to sit down and discuss some concrete issues. Everything should be expressed in diplomatic language, he said. Beyond those conditions, he also said that if European leaders sought guarantees, Russia would be willing to pledge not to attack Europe. However, he simultaneously questioned the legitimacy of Ukraine's political leadership and declared it legally impossible to sign a binding deal directly with the Kyiv government. According to him, any peace agreement must be recognized by the broader international community and must formalize Russian territorial gains. As of November 2025, independent estimates concur that Russia controls roughly 1/5 of Ukraine's land. That includes all of Crimea, annexed in 2014, and large parts of the eastern and southern oblasts. The issue of occupied territory remains the single largest sticking point in any potential peace deal, and according to the Russian president, until Ukraine withdraws and Russia's gains are internationally recognized, war will continue. Russia's narrative on the war's progress is one of near inevitability. In his address, the Russian leader repeated the claim that Russian forces have encircled Ukrainian defenders in the eastern city of Pokrovsk and nearby Myrnofrad in the Donetsk region. He argued that this shows the Ukrainian army is on the verge of collapse and that the offensive is practically impossible to hold back. Observers, however, treat these claims with caution. Ukrainian officials reject